Good morning, everybody. I'm Inspector Don Coleman, Coleman, with the Calgary Police Service Major Crimes Section. The Calgary Police Service is investigating after a fatal shooting outside a Calgary nightclub early Sunday morning. At approximately 2:30 a.m. on Sunday, September 25th, 2016, police responded to reports of shots fired outside of 4630 Macleod Trail S.W. Upon arrival, our officers found one man in his 20s who had been shot. He was transported to hospital in life-threatening condition, but has since succumbed to his injuries. The Homicide Unit is now investigating, and we currently have suspects in custody. An autopsy is expected to be completed tomorrow. Anyone with information on this incident who has not already spoken to police is asked to call the Calgary Police Service non-emergency line at 403-266-1234 or the Homicide Unit Tip Line at 403-428-8877. And tips can also be left anonymously by contacting Crime Stoppers. Thank you, and I'll take any questions I can.
What can you tell us about the people in custody? How many, where they were picked up, ages, genders?
There was 3 adult males arrested shortly after the incident in the area where it occurred. One of those males is known to police, and investigators are continuing to work with witnesses to try to identify what roles each may have played in this incident.
Where did any of those resist arrest?
Sorry?
Did any of those individuals resist arrest?
I don't believe so.
Was it believed that the shots came from a vehicle as it was driving by, or can you talk a little bit about where those shots came from?
I don't believe so. I think so far it looks like what's happened is there was an altercation inside the bar at some point prior to closing time, and that incident continued outside the bar and then escalated to the point where rounds were fired and the victim was struck.
Did that altercation involve the victim and the 3 suspects?
I believe so.
Other people involved, or just those 4?
Which 4 are you referring to?
The 3 suspects and the victim. Were there other people involved in the altercation?
Yeah, I think the altercation in the bar was with a maybe a little bit larger group and then continued outside, where rounds were fired and the victim was obviously struck.
Does it seem that the victim was the target of this attack then, or that they were trying to get other people as well?
I'm not sure if the victim was actually targeted, but he obviously was the one that was struck by the rounds in the parking lot, but we're not sure what the intent was of the rounds being discharged at this point.
Can you tell us where else the rounds might have hit?
No, I can't. I'm not sure where. All the scenes, I believe, will still be being processed in the morning hours here, so I don't know where the other rounds ended up.
Was a firearm recovered from the suspects?
Not yet, but we're working on that.
I guess, is there any more pressure on investigators because this is a bit of a higher profile case now? Is there more pressure on police to figure out who did this and what happened?
There's no more pressure because every homicide investigation, we still want to solve it for the victim and the families that are involved. In this case, in particular, we've had some excellent witnesses, complemented by some great work by patrol officers, and those 2 things alone put us in an advanced state of investigation in the early hours that we're hoping we'll be able to resolve it relatively quickly, but there's still lots of work to do.
Was the public outside this group of individuals involved in the altercation at risk?
Yeah, I would say they would be anytime there's a disregard for public safety like this, where rounds are discharged in a parking lot of a nightclub. Everybody's at risk.
Any indication that these people that are taken into custody and the victim knew each other before this altercation, or did they meet inside the nightclub?
I don't believe so. I think it's just related to the altercation at the nightclub.